Welcome, everyone. I am Bottom to the Top. Just want to talk about black people have no power and the lies we tell ourselves and the lies we tell others. And I hear this a lot. I hear that black people have no power a lot. And it's just so sickening that you hear that constantly. And when you look at incidences, brothers that are out there that are getting killed by the police or sisters that are out there getting killed by the police, you would assume that we don't have any power. So I can't wait to see some of you guys' comments and feedbacks on blacks don't have any power, when originally and throughout the history of America have shown that we have been the brute, the strength of this country, and also the people that also get the short end of the stick as well. So I don't see America being America without the black person in it. And to say that we came this far to 2019 and blacks have no power is the most idiotic, silliest thing I have ever heard in my life. And I can give you plenty of examples. The first example is, how come two people can create a company like Microsoft, and you tell me that 44 million people that come together have no power in America? Even if they represent 10% of America, they don't have any power. It's just silly and incomprehensible. I can't comprehend that. Because I've been to a football game and 50,000 people screaming and yelling would be insane. The biggest fear that America has is black people uniting together as one. And I can tell you reasons why we are hated. I can tell you reasons why we are shot down. I can tell you reasons why other people, other races, other cultures do not get killed in the streets of America and why they don't get killed. But tell me, why do black men, women, and children get killed by the police? But blacks don't have power. Once again, why do people believe blacks don't have power in America? So you're trying to tell me that a free black man, a free black woman, doesn't have the freedom in America, doesn't have freedom over an immigrant in America, doesn't have freedom over a dog in America? Tell me why. How many people are out there walking the streets right now and don't feel like they have any power? So for me, I see black people as having a lot of power, but we just don't realize it. I mean, it's like we're walking around the streets of America wearing a blindfold. I can take $5 a day and invest it into getting a cup of coffee, not from Starbucks, but from my fellow brothers and sisters that are available. And even $5 a day. And every 44 million people do that? But there's no power in that. If every NFL player decides to take 2 weeks off and say, we're not going to play anymore because we are tired of seeing our brothers and sisters and children being shot by the police. That's not power? What about the NBA? What about any entertainment that's out there that they always want to promote that brothers and sisters are only good at those things? Fitness, track and field, entertainment, singing, dancing, anything that has to do with entertainment. Oh, black people don't have any power because they don't control the music industry. They don't control the NFL teams. They don't control the basketball teams. Once again, we walk around wearing a blindfold every single day. That is the reason why we don't have any power. Once we take off those blindfolders, we will see that we dominate in a lot of industries that America is founded on. Who do you think that they want fighting in their wars? You think America would be America if it wasn't for the black person? But once again, black people don't have any power. How do we stop killing of black people in the streets? Please comment. The funny thing about this is that I listen to a lot of people, YouTube channels, and talk about issues that are not even real. And then when we talk about black power, there's always some idiot saying we don't have it. Doesn't matter. You can go to your barber shop and ask people if black people have any power. They don't have any power because we refuse to work together. I remember growing up, going down to the mall. They don't want a group of us walking together. Why? There is no way in America that America is scared of the black man or woman. They have been torturing us for years. Why do you think that? I'm just up this morning, and I know this is just too early for a lot of people, but I just couldn't sleep. I'm just tired of hearing the same song. It's like playing the same record over and over and over and over and over again. Don't worry, next month's going to be the same thing. Don't worry, next year is going to be the same thing. Don't worry, 10 years from now it's going to be the same thing. Don't worry, 30 years from now it's going to be the same thing. Don't worry, 100 years is going to be the same thing. Why? I'll tell you the truth. Because black people are too scared to take off those blindfolders. They're too scared to shake another brother's hand. They are too scared to open up their own media outlets, their own convenience stores, their own gas stations. They are scared to take back what is rightfully yours or theirs or ours. They are scared. We are scared. Those are the real scaredy cats that are living in America, is us. That is why this bully keeps on picking on us, because we're too scared to fight back. We want to march, talk, let's get together and cuss and bitch and moan and cry, while other people are taking advantage of our fruits, of our labor. Think about it. Every other culture comes in here and enjoys the fruits that we built. But soon as let you or I take a fruit from the tree, bang. You can be safe, collect your 9-to-5 check, be comfortable in any job that you want, from the lowest paying job to the highest paying job. And you might think that you're safe. But within the last couple months, just watching the news, no one's safe. And nobody wants to talk about that. No one talks about the reality. You want to sit there and be afraid, close your door like this stuff won't happen to you. And guess what? At one point in time, this will happen to you because it's happening to a lot of people. And you know when that happens to them, they don't know what to do. They are bombarded by so many different people that wants to put their hand out, that wants to take money from their table because of huge settlements that are going to be offered to the table. And don't forget that these settlements are not coming out of a pension plan. They're not coming out of a person's salary. They're not taking their homes. They're not taking their children's tuition, their children's livelihood. What they're taking is taxpayers' money that you and I pay into. So let me get this straight. You go out and kill a black person that constantly, every day of their life, contribute to this police force that doesn't even live in your community. Then you end up getting killed by them. This is some backwards, psychotic game that's being played on all of us. But we go out and we scream that black people don't have any power. Iconic figures taking the world stage. Black Power salute, Olympics. All these iconic moments in time and history and in the past. And we come to 2019, we are in the third quarter, the fourth quarter of 2019, going on to 2020. And they're still saying the same old song, playing the same old routine. Black people don't have no power. Black people are thugs. Black people are criminals. Black people kill each other. If they don't respect each other, why should I respect them? Other cultures will never help the black community out because as long as it happens to them, they have nothing to fear. They're nothing to worry about. They can live their luxury of life coming from overseas, taking your jobs, taking your place in line in education, in every part of this society possible. They are enjoying every bit of the fruits. Just imagine you grow your own tree, bear your own apple or your orange, and someone comes and snatches it and says, "You can't eat that, I will." You go make another tree. And constantly repeats itself over and over again. Black people have so much power. It's not a story unless a black person struggles, right? I just can't believe that after all our ancestors did for this country, black people are still walking around acting like they don't have power, like they don't have the same brain that anybody else has. Just two people can create a corporation. If we ran black people like a corporation, when do we operate in the black instead of always being in the red? When? I listen to story after story, I listen to channel after channel, and you don't strike where it hurts. Because you have a good idea, but you're going to be shot down. Did you know you can hold your own? You can have your own president in with this internet. You can have your own president. We all can vote on a black person to lead. People say there's no leaders. There are plenty of leaders. There's leaders in every industry. The fact that you need to rely on somebody else shows that you are still wearing a blindfold? How can you provide for yourself? Don't you pay bills? Don't you pay for your house? Don't you pay for your car? Don't you pay to get back and forth to work? How come you can't apply that same philosophy with every black household in America, regardless if you're renting or even if you're homeless? It does not matter. When you start spending among yourself and start treating each other with kind and dignity and start taking away their money that we create, take away their money. Find some way to attack their money. But no, we're so depending on them. You really think you need managers once you have the skill set? No, I don't want to go work independent because it's too hard. We're always depending on something. I think that in the past, black people understood the plight to success. They understand that they all had something to lose and all of them had something to gain. You think your little check is going to help provide for your family once something happens to that breadwinner? You think your job is secure when you're at an at-will state? I don't know. I'm just rambling on here. Just thinking that black people don't have any power. I just hate it. I just hate the fact that everyone can say that when we spend $1 trillion. It doesn't mean we have $1 trillion. It means we have more than $1 trillion. And every other culture knows it, and every other culture taps into it. As soon as they come across that border, they can't speak any English. They can't even write the language. And they're able to infiltrate the black communities, and you will pay top dollar for these people. You can crush the whole system. See, America's smart. They know that you guys are killing each other. They know that we're sending most of them to prison. So how do they replace us? How do they keep this machine keep going? Well, they import new ones. They know how to control population. They've been experimenting on us for years without even us knowing it. Tampering with water supplies, biological weapons. But you think you don't have any power. This will change eventually, right? This sick behavior. Please don't talk about walking. Please don't talk about marching. Please don't talk about talking. Develop a network. Call it 2020 Underground Railroad for all I care. But at some point, you will learn to stop fucking with them. So, the question stands, does black people have power? Does black people have power? If I armed every single black person in America, would they have power? What do people think power is? You think it's money? What do black people think is power? How do you think you got here? Why do you think these laws don't apply to you? You're trying to operate in a system that is designed to make you the engine of a car, just to be driven, steered. That's what I think. When I look at black people as a whole, I look at us as an engine of a car. The car can't run without the engine. The engine is vital. Think about it. The same philosophy. Doesn't matter if you're at a job. Doesn't matter if you're at the highest position or lowest position. Think about a car and think about you being the engine. When you stop doing what you're doing, that car cannot run. And if the car cannot run, then society cannot run. And they cannot pull this bullshit anymore. But we're not ready for that. There's some new brothers out there. There are brothers that think like me. And if you want to know the truth, I will attack the money all day. If you want to march, march in a relevant place. March at the busiest airport. I'd stop that shit real quick. March at a shipyard or a docking station where they can't transport goods. You want Amazon to get on your back? Stop their planes from coming in. They don't want a brother like me. I think too differently. You're not going to get me up there marching. I don't need to draw a weapon to kill you. I'll kill you with your mind. Attack their money. Find their money and attack it. Because at some point, they're going to stop spending our money and start spending their money. And that in itself bridges the gap between the highest earner and the lowest earner. Look at other races. Black people don't have any power. Look at their jobs they have. What industry do you want to tackle first? Transportation? Entertainment? Government? No. This country don't want brothers like me. Because I will hit them where it hurts. I know every little tactic that they play. Black people don't have any power. No. Black people are afraid. They are afraid to utilize their resources. They are afraid. We have brilliant brothers and sisters out there. We have brilliant babies that are coming out in the new generation, and we're not doing anything for them. Our generation before us took care of us so we can live today. And this is what we do to them. We shit on their legacy every day. They stopped us from reading. It was a crime to read a book. You guys are counting on one leaders. Or maybe nobody wants to be a leader. Maybe they're too scared. Once again, we know what happens when you finally have some people that want to follow one person. Black people in the world make up the second largest population. At one point, we were the first population, but our numbers were deteriorating. Why? You want to believe it? It's because of white supremacists. We are still number 2. I can see why they hate us. I can see why whites hate us. Because if the truth be told, we can wipe them out. But they're working together. They know how to manipulate. While you guys are too busy fighting amongst each other, they're laughing and they're running tests on you like a guinea pig. But you don't know it because you think you one of these uppity niggas. Or you think you one of these hood niggas. Or you just think you the middle nigga. Who cares what kind of nigga you are? Is that what you want to hear? Everything is by design because you guys are the key. I can stab you 6 times and you still come back and want to beg the master to say, why are you doing this to us? Once again, I know what we do to ourselves. I know what America does to us. I know what other races do to us. But at what point do we stop and realize we have more power than you would ever imagine if all of us come together? You don't need someone to control you. You don't need to live by their laws or thinking that if you spend black, or what are you going to do without them? You are a self-driving machine. If we went to war today, do you think I want Tom and Becky by my side? No. Would you want them by your side? I want you because I know you, since you were born, you the hardest working motherfucking badass out there. Because I know you're going to do whatever it needs to be done. Because that's what black people do. Because no matter what, they face racism every single day of their life. So I already know you work 4 times harder than anybody else to get that job that you're in right now. To study as hard as where you are right now. To be where you are right now. And there's plenty of brothers and sisters that gave up or got the turned the other way. Either it was in school or drugs, you got derailed somewhere. And you don't have the confidence or the faith into your black brothers and sisters that are out there. Or you don't see us, many of us out there because we left the hood or whatever. It doesn't matter. I still got love for you. Because I already know you guys work the hardest than anyone. Don't take my word for it. Go back and look at every war possible that the American had. All you have to do is try. Take off those blindfolders. Look to see, and you would see that we have a lot of power. I'm out. Bottom to the top.